Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast. Across from me is my co-host, Troy Brittingham.
Oh my god, and you're the Jeff.
Oh my gosh, and over there, it's Chris.
I want to go to Japan and spend $400 on a strawberry.
That's what?
There is a strawberry farmer in Japan who has grown the most amazing strawberry that costs over $400. It puts American strawberries to shame. A single strawberry costs $400.
That's insane. Do you, instantly ejaculate when you bite into it?
Yes.
Dude. Does it, solve the world hunger crisis? Does it,
No, because they're 400 strawberries.
They're $400.
They're 400 strawberries?
400 strawberry.
Oh.
Does it, fucking... We're doing Halo episode 2.
Back to this fucking strawberry.
Back to this fucking strawberry. How is this the first time I'm hearing about this?
So I saw it on Reddit not too long ago. It was a documentary on...
Not too long ago, you mean the last 10 minutes? Because we've been hanging out for a couple hours in my apartment now, and this is the first you've mentioned a $400 strawberry.
That's because I saved it for the podcast because I wanted your honest reactions.
Oh, well, now you got it. Now tell me about this fucking strawberry.
So it's grown during the winter months. Excellent mukbang. About as good as mukbang you'll get from eating this fucking strawberry because it's the size of your fist. And it's
my fist or Shaq's fist?
Yes.
Oh.
And it's ripe all the way through. In American strawberries, only the exterior is red and has a lot of sugar and flavor to it. These strawberries are ripe the entire way through. It's red all the way through.
Oh.
So do we buy, including the $1,600 worth of strawberries and eat them on the podcast?
Not including airfare to get them here, which they'll probably spoil before then.
Maybe fucking go one for John too.
I mean, no, we got to go to Japan to eat these strawberries, and while we're there, we might as well go to Super Mario Land and Pokemon Land.
Mm-hmm. And then when none of us have any money left to get home...
You assume I have any money to get there. I'm swimming. I don't have any money for a plane ticket. Are you crazy? I'm a podcaster. We don't make money. So we watched Halo episode 2, you guys. We just finished watching it just a few minutes ago, and I think I'm coming around on this show. I don't think I hate it anymore. However, it does differ significantly enough from the games that it feels like a separate experience but it feels like, because none of the main character, none of the Spartans are the same except for Chief. All the others are made up. Silver Team was never in the games. It's an alternate universe, as the creators call it.
The Silver Cannon. The
Silver Cannon, which sounds like a RPG gun or some bullshit.
It kills werewolves, that's
correct.
It kills
werewolves, yeah, the Silver Cannon.
Pretty sure Van Helsing uses that.
Yeah. And Doc Holliday. No, he killed vampires. I'm retarded. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure Silver works on vampires, too.
I'm pretty sure, I think Silver is a everything killer.
You think so?
I think so.
It's definitely a money killer.
It would kill humans?
That's fair.
Jeff,
fine.
Burning himself for our amusement.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a masochist.
He throws himself on the pyre.
A lot of the big players are still the same. The Admiral, whose name I can't remember. Chris, help me out.
Admiral Hood.
No, the other one.
Paragoski.
Paragoski, thank you. Admiral Paragoski is there.
Parangoski,
thank you. Halsey's there. Miranda Keyes is there. Captain Keyes is there. Admiral Hood is there. A lot of the big players from the UNSC are present. Chief is present. Other than that, it seems to be a lot of new places and new people.
Sort of, right?
Because elaborate on that.
So one of the characters introduced in this episode is Spartan Soren, who is, I believe, the only Spartan that has gone AWOL from the Spartan program. He is canon in the books and is a real character, and they seem to have kept his character mostly intact.
Okay, so he did have that funky arm in the books and stuff?
I don't remember that.
Okay. In the
Chris
show...
doesn't read.
In the show...
I can't read. I can count, though.
The show starts with a flashback to 22 years ago while Chief is still going through Spartan boot camp. And Spartan Soren is trying to ditch, and Chief was going to join him, but it seems like at the last minute he changed his mind and pulled a gun on Soren and was like, I'm going to take you in. and then Soren manages to talk him out of it, and he says, "I'll give you 5 minutes to run, and then I'm waking up the camp, and we're coming after you." But apparently Soren's the only one to do it, huh?
Yep.
Huh. I wonder, is that because the Spartan program like completely suppresses free will, or is that just like the level of security is so fucking high?
The reason why they abduct 6-year-olds is to basically indoctrinate them into being the perfect soldier, adhering only to the policies of the UNSC.
So does the S in UNSC stand for Scientology?
Yep.
Oh.
And the C stands for con.
Wait.
No, Troy, the S stands for improv comedy. This is about improv comedy, not Scientology.
But so
Still a cult.
does Tom Cruise have a set of armor?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But he's not 7 feet
he's
tall.
actually Iron Man.
Oh.
Did you guys hear the rumor that Cruise will be playing alternate version of Iron Man in
I did hear
Multiverse
this.
of Madness?
Yeah, it's because he was originally going to be Iron Man before they got RDJ.
Really? I
Yep.
didn't
Yeah.
know that.
That was like the
Interesting.
first person that they contacted.
And Maverick said no, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know if he
That's
said
why
no
I made the
for
joke
was-
that he was going to be Iron Man.
Yeah. I don't know. You said you don't know if he said no or if he just got passed over or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
There's something I want to call out.
Please do.
They do show the scarring on the Spartans.
Yes, the scarring is awesome. I mean, it's terrible that these human beings went through that, but they have these.
No, I think it's good actually.
They have the scars like where their kidneys would be, and then along their shoulder blades on their back, and then in the front as well, from all of the augmentation surgeries that these children went through to become these fucking super soldiers.
Yeah, so around their teenage years, they get heavy augmentations applied to their body, both biological and semi-mechanical. And basically, they turn into the best basketball players you could ever ask for. They're like 8 feet tall at 14, and
Yeah.
they can bench press a bus.
Yeah, they become like incredibly strong, incredibly tall, and they become, I mean,
Very pretty.
let's just say it, super soldiers, huh? That's the whole point.
Yep.
And it seems like, correct me if I'm
Very
wrong here,
brave of
Chris.
you, by the way.
You're wrong.
In the show, it seems like the Spartans are members of the UNSC fighting the Covenant. The UNSC. They're fighting the Covenant, but their commanding officer is Halsey?
So Halsey is a pseudo mother figure to them. She is
Right, she's the creator of the
she's their
Spartan
creator.
program.
She breastfeeds them.
Jesus Christ.
Where do you think the augmentations come from?
Ugh. It's all about that mother's milk.
Homelander.
Mommy's milk.
Yeah, actually, every Spartan is Homelander.
Jeff, you need to stop that right fucking now. You fucking.
Yeah, I think that's enough episode for one day, actually.
All right, well, thank you for
fucking
listening,
gremlin.
everybody. We'll see you next time. No, keep please explain. Halsey is in charge, but she's not a Marine.
So she is tasked with the Office of Naval Intelligence, basically the CIA version of the UNSC.
Oni, as it's
Oni.
called in the games and the books.
One, they're super bad guys, and two,
No, there's a branch of the super government that does shady stuff, and they're bad guys. Oh
Based
my!
loosely off the CIA.
Troy, where's the dun 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 button?
I don't know.
You have one job. You have the iPad.
I didn't say I was good at that job. Wait 1 second. As Chris opens the iPad,
Hang on.
Hold on,
We're
it's
gonna do
gotta
another
load.
cut. Are you ready?
you got the button.
Okay. So,
it's loading.
cut me. So, are you saying there's a branch of a super government that does shady things,
It's too early.
and they're the bad guys? You did it too early. It's fine. I'll edit it and
It's also really quiet.
turn the volume up on the iPad.
Well, why do you keep turning it down, Jeff?
I don't. It just keeps dying, and then when you turn it back on, the volume is at default low.
We're professionals. Oh God, fuck.
That's too loud. That's too loud. That's too loud.
No, you leave the iPad at max. I adjust the volume on the the tape.
Professional podcasting.
I say leave every second of that in.
Where the fuck was I?
Oni. So Halsey works for Oni.
Yes, she's a scientist in Oni. She creates the Spartan programs to, basically suppress the insurrections, and then
Continue.
ever so luckily, a species of, or rather, a religion of aliens show up and start fucking shit up. So Holly's like, I knew this was gonna happen this entire time. Look, we have these Spartans; they can kill them real good.
Wait, did she?
Yeah, she created them to suppress the insurrectionists. And
No, did she know that the
oh
Covenant.
no, nobody fucking knew.
Okay, I was like, holy shit, what kind of conspiracy shit are we getting into with Halsey? No, okay, she had no
Halsey
idea.
is the Covenant.
Whoa. Why is it whenever I make an actual, like, setup for a revelation and the dun-dun-dun noise, you guys don't fucking... No, fuck you. We're done. Move on. It's over. So, Halsey works for Oni. She created the Spartans, but she's in charge of them, even though they are Marines?
The Spartans are not Marines. They are not considered Marines. They're their own, like, separate task force branch of the UNSC.
Okay, so they're only beholden to her.
I mean, they still take commands from UNSC, but Halsey can supersede them. It's like, I pull the mom card.
Okay. So, I was just trying, because, like, background on Jeff, I come from a very military family. Almost every man in my family, going back to, like, the fucking 1400s or some shit, has served.
And Jeff has played a lot of Gears of War.
I've played a lot of Gears of War, guys. I'm, like, 5th Prestige in Call of Duty World at War, okay? So, you know, I know a thing.
Thank you for your
also-
service, actually.
You're welcome. I've killed so many fucking noobs in service of this country.
Do they give you the veterans discount?
You know what? They should. I should bring in... You know what?
Show them your gamer score.
They used to make, back when Xbox 360 launched...
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
This is a Halo podcast, and this is an Xbox anecdote. But when the Xbox 360 first launched, they made physical cards for your like gold membership that you could get with like your gamer tag inscribed on that.
So everybody could look at you and be like, "That's the one, sir. That's the one who needs the swirly."
Yeah. I was gonna say I'll bring that into like fucking Denny's and be like, actually, I get the service members discount, and just watch some waitress who's still smoking half a cigarette while she's got the coffee pot. She's like, "No, honey, that ain't gonna work here."
They spit. That's how you get them to spit in your already not great pancakes.
So I was just anyway, but coming from a military background, I just wanted what I know about real military. I was like, why the fuck is any scientist interjecting themselves in the chain of command? That's not how that works at all. But in the real world, but this is not the real world. This is a sci-fi universe that takes place in the year 2552.
It's Spions, not spy science.
She blinded me with science.
Ooh.
That's what Oni does, science.
Hey, look at that. Look at us with all the fucking jabs. So in this episode, there isn't a whole lot of actual plot moving forward, but there is a lot of exposition, kind of, for...
Isn't that what plot moving forward is?
You know what? Might be.
I would argue there's a lot in that.
You know what? I take it all back. There is quite a bit. It just felt like it wasn't because it moved pretty quickly. The last episode felt like it was 50 minutes long. This one felt like it was a half hour, and it was 50 minutes long.
There's not a lot of action in this episode, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, I do like my story in my Halo. Like, the cutscenes make the game amazing. But
I would argue this episode. You were talking at the beginning about like you didn't hate this one as much as
I did
at least the back half of the first one. The first one was we all kind of went along this whole thing of like it's not a good Halo show. And I sort of was in the opinion of it wasn't really that good of like a generic sci-fi show either. I maintain that it's still not really that Halo-y, but I think that that being said, I'm the one who played the least amount of Halo here, I think.
I think you and I might
we've
be
we've had this fucking conversation last time.
Yeah,
but
let's not rehash
but
that.
I think that this episode was a much better generic sci-fi episode than the previous one.
Yeah, I mean,
and
you get to see FTL with subspace.
And I think
Oh fuck! Can I just fucking swing my dick around for a second?
yes.
I love space in this fucking show. They got it right. Okay, don't get me wrong. Star Wars is the king of sci-fi movies. They're awesome. Sci-fi fantasy movies. Let's subgenre it a little bit.
Sci-fi fantasy opera.
The sci-fi fantasy rock opera, actually.
Opera.
No, but like Star Wars space battles are always amazing, and it's always great to see the X-wings flying and the TIE fighters and all that shit.
Science frock, bruh.
Yes, but
you can go home now. Actually,
and I always enjoyed that about stuff like that until I grew up and realized space is fucking silent. Space is eerie silent and quiet and just scary. And I remember when I was 13, I played a game called Dead Space, for those of you that may or may not know. And in that game, it's a horror game in space on a ship, and you end up going out into space, and it's just silent except for the sound of your own breathing in your helmet. And the hairs on my arm stood up. I was so fucking on edge, and it was perfect. They got space right. Halo got space mostly right. It's like super muffled when they're flying around to the point where it's like, all right, I could maybe see it if I'm like right against the ship maybe, but like, and like you can't just have silence on screen. That's just bad TV. But it's so close to being just like perfectly silent, and they don't like overdraw. I haven't seen an explosion in space, which doesn't happen because there's no oxygen for combustion. I think that as far as TV goes, this is the closest I've seen to like real space. And I really love it when they get space right, because space is terrifying. I was talking with somebody the other day, like, oh, if you got the chance to go up into space, you wouldn't? And I'm like, fuck no. I'm never leaving Earth. Are you crazy? Space is fucking terrifying. The cold emptiness vacuum of 0 degree Kelvin space? Fuck you. I'm never going near it. But yeah, I love space. I love it. I'm never going near it, but I love it.
See, I think I'd do it. I mean, I know it's
you would go to space.
I think I would.
Oh, I'd fucking leave this planet in a heartbeat.
You don't count. You're not really human. You're a hermit.
Yeah, you can survive the vacuum of space, but
there's nothing to suck out. You're already dead inside.
You know too much. I need to go.
I've sort of always had sort of the I think everybody should have
You
one.
said that. I need you to make a drop of like a door slam and then footsteps walking away, so that I can like drop that whenever someone says they're leaving.
Hey Jeff, you can probably just edit that into this episode.
Yeah, but Troy, keep talking. What was your point?
I was gonna say that I think that everybody should have one unrealistic goal that'll never happen. Like for Jeff, it'll be happy. But that was me. I'm sorry. But mine has been like just like
For Troy, will be owning a Razor Crest.
Yeah, but like a real one.
The one that he can fly around through the Dune Sea.
I still don't have a Razor Crest in action. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to talk about it. But I've always had the unrealistic goal of just like, I just like to do a little bit of space tourism. Just like a little bit of like, the William Shatner-esque space tourism. I just need low orbit. That's fine.
Maybe I'd do that. I was talking about like space.
Sure.
I would never go into like space. I'm never leaving the atmosphere. Ever. Fuck that shit.
I want to go on
If Earth is dying tomorrow, I guess I'm dying with it. I'm not leaving on a spaceship.
I want to put my feet on the exterior of the International Space Station.
Now that is an unrealistic goal.
And I want to look out into the fucking stars, and I will be utter insignificance.
I really thought you were going to say you're going to jack it like Homelander at the end of season 2.
Oh, no, he will.
It's okay. The suit does it for you. I've talked to NASA, folks.
It'll just be a very nihilistic jacking off.
How does jacking off work in space? Because it just like floats around, right? You have to like collect it quickly, or else it gets in things.
I believe it just hangs on your junk.
That's how you get schmegma.
Actually, no, because they have to have like catheters and poop bags because it doesn't come out of your body because there's no gravity to pull it out.
Yeah, it might not even come out. You might just shoot space dust.
That's gonna be so unsatisfying.
This is gonna be a weird conversation. I wonder if
how did we get into space masturbation?
I wonder if when you orgasm, it can cause you to, like move in a direction because of the momentum of you orgasming.
That's how you get around in space. Actually, you jerk off and aim.
Listen, I said it was gonna be weird.
You reminded me of that, what was it, Love, Death, and Robots, where she has to, like, remove her own arm and throw it to
Oh, God, that was such a good episode of...
Can you soar through space through farting?
When I was a child, there was a TV show on, I think it was Nick Jr., or it may have been, like, Disney Kids or whatever. It's called Roly Poly Oly. And it was a show about these little robot family and whatever. And they wanted to go to space. I remember, like, their friend could, like, burp loud enough to get them into space, and they went to space to meet their hero, and he was disappointed in them because it was gross. So they, like, very embarrassingly and dejectedly, like, burped all the way back home. Like that for some reason that just like sticks in my head as like the only episode I remember from that entire show.
Jeff, I think you might have had another fever dream. That doesn't sound real.
It definitely was, or at least it was to. You know what? Maybe
It was real to me.
It was real to me, man. It was real to me.
Hey, should we talk about this Halo?
Halo, right? Halo's a great show.
This $400 strawberry. Back to that topic.
You see what happens when you're not here, D? You see what happens? We never fucking get to the point.
I derailed us from the start, motherfucker.
It's been 20 minutes, and we've talked about, like, nothing except how they got space right. Anyway, so Chief ends up taking Quan
How'd you feel about the asteroid chase scene?
I was literally just getting there.
Okay, cool.
So Chief ends up taking Quan to this city in the middle of an asteroid field called Rubble. The Rubble, excuse me. The Rubble was never seen in a game, but it was in the books. Apparently, it's from what I'm reading online from certain websites. I believe this one's Game Informer. They got the Rubble pretty damn good. Like, whoever is in charge of this show clearly did their homework as far as like video game and book research goes. I mean, they did it to
for the Rubble, sure, yeah.
There's a lot of things that aren't quite accurate to the show or to the books or the games, but like how much of that is like you have to change it for TV versus being completely accurate to the source material? Like, I'm fine with them taking certain liberties.
Do we know how many writers are on this show?
We don't, but I'm sure that can be Googled pretty easily.
Because what I'm thinking is, like, if there's, like, 5 writers on this show, there might have been, like, 3 of them that played Halo and, like, 2 of them that didn't. Because it seems very back and forth on what they get very accurate and very not accurate.
Stephen Kane and Kyle Killen.
Okay.
While just looking that up, I just want to say the production value of this show is phenomenal.
It's what, $10 million we'll get you?
Oh, yeah. Like, the CGI for both the Prophets and the Sang Haley.
Never mind. Kyle Killen left Halo in June of 2021, but Google still credits him. Let me check out the other guy.
But yeah, the Sang Haley, the elites look great.
I did feel like the one that was in the meeting in this episode, there's like a meeting between him and what are the 3 guys called? The one named Mercy or whatever?
Yeah, Mercy, Regret, and Truth, if they're following the games. Yeah, they're the Prophets, the San Shayum.
Yeah, so they're in a meeting with one of them that's talking about the I don't know if are they talking about the artifact or the Halo ring, because he's talking about the ring.
So they're talking about the artifact first,
okay.
And then when they ask the elite what he saw, he makes the motion of the ring.
Right. I felt like his
the ring.
I felt like his motions were a little. There's like a lot of awkward silence and movement in that scene. I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, I would have liked for him to speak up more.
Yeah, he kind of just like he like
the
said
actor was shy.
He was really pointing. Yeah, the actor that looks like he's made of CGI, like the guy from fucking Ted Lasso. But he points, and I thought he was like yelling at them for a second, but then he didn't say anything, and then he starts to make the circle really slowly, and I was like, oh. Okay. It was just an awkward scene. And also there was the human woman that I still can't tell if she's 30 or 12.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I mean, they had a semi-nude scene with her.
That's where I'm starting to lean more towards 30. But
I certainly hope at least 18.
I would definitely hope so.
No, they just decided to bring child porn into this. We're all going to jail.
So not to just to time out for a quick second. So I'm looking at Halo on Wikipedia, and Steven Spielberg, obviously executive producer, but also on that list is Frank O'Connor, Bonnie Ross, and Justin Falvey, who I know are names at Bungie or 343.
Okay. They're also executive producers?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's actual, like, big cheeses from Halo working on the TV show. So that's probably why they got so much stuff right, is they have actual input from the guys that created Master Chief. Which, I mean
Bungie
that's obviously the
Master
smart
Chief.
move.
Bungie created Master Chief. 343 just continued his story.
343 adopted him.
Yeah.
Did any studio heads or anything from Bungie leave for 343 when Microsoft started that project, or no?
Probably.
For those of you that don't know, in case you fucking care, Bungie created Halo. They did 3.5 games, 4.5 games.
Yep.
And then they were like, that's it. But Microsoft wanted more games because it's their big IP. So they bought the rights from Bungie and then created 343 Studios to continue making Halo games. And that's not to say the games are bad or anything. Obviously, it's a money grab, but it's also a good one because the games are still fucking solid. But yeah, it's so 343 currently owns it, but Bungie created it. Not that anybody watching TV cares too much, but it is interesting to see that Master Chief's daddy is on the executive producer list, Frank O'Connor. So yeah, so I mean, yeah, they've got people. Maybe the writers didn't do their homework, but they certainly have people behind them who did.
Yes,
and are pointing them in the right direction. So it is nice to see that they seem to be getting a lot of smaller details, like you said, with the scars and then the rubble. They're getting small things right, and it looks like some bigger things might be getting glossed over for the sake of being a TV show.
Here's a big fucking thing that they glossed over, or rather they retconned for this canon, is that only certain humans can activate the relics. That's not true of the games. Any human can activate them.
Oh.
Yes, so it's going to go into some spoilers territory, so I'm not going to say anything, but in the games, any human can activate those things.
I mean, you can spoil the games.
Well, I don't know like what content's going to show up in the show.
Yeah, well, fair enough, I guess. But so that's interesting. They're trying to make Chief out to be some like chosen one.
Yeah.
Actually, specifically,
in the games, the human race is the chosen one.
Yeah. So what? To get to the show, because I want to connect this to a plot point. Chief ends up taking Quan to the rubble, where they meet up with the former deserted Spartan friend of his named Soren. And Soren's like, "Hey, you want to learn more about this weird Covenant artifact? I know a guy who was on a ship and survived to tell the tale. Let's go see him." And he's out of his fucking mind, but he does have lucidity enough to tell Chief like, that thing is an artifact that will power a weapon that will destroy life as we know it. And only the blessed ones can activate it, which is what the high priests keep calling that female woman on the ship. They call her Blessed One. And the only blessed ones can activate artifacts. Chief activates it. He activates it right down there. So it seems like he and this woman are connected in some way. My money's on them being like siblings or some shit. They're definitely related. And then it seems to me that they're trying to give Chief this like chosen one backstory that seems forced and unnecessary.
Yeah,
and definitely not Halo.
I think that's a little trite.
What? My take or the show?
The show.
Yeah, it is a little. But, I mean, what are you going to fucking do?
You always love a good chosen one.
Yeah, everyone loves a good fucking chosen one, apparently. But that seems to be the direction they're going, is Chief is the chosen one to activate this artifact and activate the Halo. And, or, I mean, in this case, destroy the Halo, right? Oh, you know what? Speaking of Halos, who wants to bet on Flood showing up at some point?
Ooh.
Do you think it's just going to be Covenant, or do you think they're going to have, like, a last act introducing the Flood, and that'll set up Season 2?
I think... because Season 2's actually been confirmed.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah. So I think at the very least they might tease Flood in like a post-credit scene or very end of Season 1 scene. Who knows?
Yeah, because they do...
I mean, that's a huge thing to drop in the middle of a season.
Right, but that gets dropped in the halfway through the first game. Because you play the first game and you are on a Halo and you're trying to figure out what the fuck it is, and then Chief learns that the Halos were created by the Forerunners, a ancient race of super technological beings, to contain the Flood, which is a parasite that just destroys everything it touches.
Well, that was the plot that I was not gonna, potentially
it's
spoil.
a fucking 30-year-old game. 2022.
Yes, but for a new show that's coming out right this fucking moment.
That's fine. It'll be fine. Who knows? But it would be interesting to see. Like they're already doing chosen ones to activate artifacts. It could just be end of the world, and they could introduce the Flood in another way.
Fair. I mean, hell, they could just make them space zombies, and that'd be fucking boring.
Exactly. They could do what fucking Star Wars did
Spombies.
with Death Troopers, and they just come across an abandoned ship full of zombies, and it's just like, oh shit, you spread the disease. Or whatever. But it would be very interesting to see how they introduce the Flood, because they have to do it, right? The Covenant will get boring as an enemy after so long.
I mean, they've only shown 2 races of the Covenant so far, and there's like 7, 8.
There's a lot. Brutes, elites, jackals.
Brutes, elites,
Ooh, I want to see a
jackals.
hunter.
Hunter. So in the like teaser trailers, it shows the woman with a bunch of like tentacles and worms. For a minute there, I thought that was the worms of the hunters because they're actually just worms inhabiting armor. So I thought that was supposed to be them.
The hunters are a bunch of kids in a trench coat trying to get into a naughty film.
Except they also have what the fuck is that weapon called?
A plasma cannon.
A plasma cannon,
It's
and
a
they
fuel
fuck
rod
your
cannon.
shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
a fuel rod cannon, and they fuck your shit on Legendary, and they just destroy you. Especially Golden Hunters.
Oh, here's actually a funny thing. The Halo 1 pistol can one-shot them in the orange bits.
No shit.
Yeah, because the orange bits counts as their head, and the Halo 1 pistol is a one-shot headshot.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Halo. I'm sitting there watching Master Chief walk through the rubble, and all these people have guns pointed on him, and his hand just goes to the sidearm Magnum, and I'm just like, yeah, I bet the Magnum is good enough, actually, because the Magnum pistol has always been crazy overpowered in Halo games.
Just in Halo 1, Halo 3, Halo 5?
So
every odd-numbered Halo?
Every odd-numbered?
I think so.
Hang on, guys. Let's launch Infinite real quick. Let's see what's up.
No, that one sucks.
Really?
Actually, no, that one's pretty good.
Okay.
I would have loved if you just named every Halo.
1, 2, 3, 3 ODST, Reach, 4,
Halo Wars.
5, Halo Wars, Halo Wars 2,
Halo Spartan
Halo
Ops.
Spartan Assault,
Halo Spartan
Assault.
Strike.
Infinite. Did we say 5? 5.
Master Chief
It's
Candy
5
Crush Edition.
5 Guardians.
Halo 5 Guardians. I'm sorry.
Forge
Guys,
mode.
We joked about doing
Anniversary
that as a shitty
Edition.
thing, and then we actually did it.
Halo 2 Anniversary Edition. Master Chief Collection.
Shut the fuck up. We're done. We are done. That's all of them.
Halo Kart Racing.
Halo Kart Racing? Why is it? Why
Halo
is there
Smash
not
Brothers.
We need a Super Halo World.
Halo Tar World. Halo Tar Hero.
Halo Tar Hero. There you go. You got there. Your joke
You
landed.
could have gone to Guitar Halo.
Fuck! God damn it!
You're only 2 letters off.
Well, we all know I'm not funny.
No, absolutely not. But basically, after discovering all that stuff, Chief decides he needs to go back to the UNSC. He leaves Quan with Soren, and he turns himself in to his buddies in Silver Team. They take him back to Reach, where he is arrested, and he talks to Halsey. And he says, like, the artifact leads to a greater weapon. It's got to be under control. Please tell me you have this under control. And she's kind of like, yeah. But actually, you're in a lot of fucking trouble. And the only way I can save you...
Big trouble, mister.
You're in big trouble. The only way I can save you is with my new fancy device called Cortana that we're going to put in your helmet. And that sets up the door very
And
nicely.
as soon as she said that, the little icon popped up, and she was just like, no, stop listening. Stop listening. Stop listening. Stop listening. Stop. And it started looking something up that was unrelated, and she's like,
Here's
no,
something
stop.
I found on the web.
No, please.
Here's a cool thing that they mentioned. They mentioned that Cortana is made with a Flash clone.
Yeah, explain that process to me.
So a Flash clone is basically a clone that's designed to be harvested for organs. They're not meant to live very long. Like, they'll quickly, their health will deteriorate. Like, they'll get sick very often. They won't be able to walk, and they'll die. And that's actually how they handle the Spartan kids that they abduct. They Flash clone them and leave the one in the place, and it dies. And their parents are sad.
Oh.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but Oni is bad. They are the bad
Jesus.
guys.
I will say this: the one of your complaints from last episode was Halsey. It looked like they were making Halsey to be a little too much of a good guy.
Yep.
And this episode was like reassurance, which is like, no. She does love war crimes and unethical science. No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about that. She definitely kidnapped children and, fucking made a bunch of parents real sad.
She is an evil scientist. It's just that her evil science happened to do some good for humanity.
And she does breastfeed 20-year-old men.
30-year-old men, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, come on, Troy. How do you screw that up, you fucking idiot?
Sorry. I'll hand in my resignation form for the podcast.
Thank you. This is now the J podcast.
Damn.
The CJ podcast.
Absolutely not. I'm leaving
CD&J. Dude, it doesn't even need to change the theme.
CD&J!
Bow, bow, bow.
Play the theme song, Jeff.
Yeah, you got it. I'm not doing this. All right, so...
You get one guitar note. That's it.
Yeah, and the show ends with the female Blessed One with the High Priest saying that she was going to go recover the artifact because she says, I can walk among the humans the way you can't, so I'll be able to do it stealthy. And so she's on her way to go.
She's gonna take a lot of fucking tentacles with her.
Yep, and she's gonna do battle with Chief and try to take back the artifact. And
at the very end, when they're both about to die, one of them will give their life for the other one, and then they'll kiss.
I really hope you didn't just like Kylo and Rey this shit. I really hope that doesn't happen. Oh,
He spoke it into being. If it happens now, you can blame Chris.
I'm gonna puke.
If that happens, I will resign for the TB&J
And then I
podcast.
really hope she's not 12.
You know, Rey said her last name was Skywalker, not because she feels like Luke and Leia adopted her, but because she feels like she married Kylo in that kiss.
But his last name's Solo.
You're right.
Fucking dumbass. The lot of you,
No,
including
that's not,
myself.
I found that on Twitter
especially
one time,
myself.
and I was just like, "That's disgusting," and I never want to read this again.
You're like, no, I'm pretty sure it's the first one, actually. I
Too
think
much
it's
Twitter for today.
You read it and you're just like,
Yeah, I was like already vomiting in my mouth. God, 9 was so bad. Anyway, that's it for the episode, and I am coming around on Halo. It seems like I'm gonna like it, especially if they start doing some more violent shit. There was a fucking scene where they had the new dictator on Madrigal, who's like partnering with the UNSC. Vishner. He was just straight up executing people, just right in the head, just shooting them. And I was like,
They
holy
call that one the Vishner finisher. Or the Vishner finisher. It's missing a syllable.
And then when he pulled off the mask of that one lady, it was the Vishner finisher finish her.
Yes. Jeff doesn't like our fun. That's a long cricket sound.
That's a big ass fucking cricket.
Why are all these crickets in the studio?
I left the window open.
Fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it, Jeff.
It was nice outside today. That's it for Halo Episode 2, unless you guys have anything you want to add.
I do want to bash a discrepancy between the trailer and the actual show.
Okay.
In the trailers, they use like a lot of the sounds from the games and then didn't in the actual show, and it's just a very annoying thing that companies will fucking do.
Yeah.
Just to garner support from the actual, community behind the game.
I mean, it's possible that the sounds from the game didn't really play well with test audiences, so they had to change it. Or it could just be a bait and switch, like you're saying. I don't know. It doesn't bother me a whole lot, but I can see why it bothers you.
Yeah.
I can only imagine if they did like a Gears of War movie and they changed the sound of the chainsaw to something different.
That's the sound of chainsaw.
No, I thought that's the sound of the cats in Cats.
Yes.
Isn't that what Rumple Teaser says?
Rumple Teaser. That's a fucking...
It's one of the ones I didn't remember.
I only remember it because my cat's named Rumple.
It's true.
Anyway, thank you all for listening to this episode of the podcast.
And we're sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry for everything.
I'm not sorry.
If you liked what you heard, please leave us a kind review on your favorite podcasting platform. And if you have anything to say, you can tell us at tbandjpodcast@gmail.com. We will be back this weekend with Moon Knight. And next week with more Halo, more Moon Knight probably, and maybe Morbius. Yeah? Yeah?
We'll see.
Yes.
I'm very excited for Jared Leto.
I mean, I'm always excited for Jared Leto. He's an amazing actor. He's a gift to
Yeah,
humanity.
you can hear it in my voice, the
So-
excitement I have for the man.
So, hey, something about Jared Leto. Like VTubers?
Uh-huh.
Apparently, he was interviewed by one of them
Huh.
in like an actual honest-to-God interview. It was wild.
Did they join the cult?
Yes.
Oh.
Weird.
Specifically, Jared Leto joined their cult.
If we watch Morbius, will we be a part of the cult?
Oh,
Yes.
look, it's the end of the theme song. That means I cut it.